Hey, Matt's Garage here. Well, I'm just getting everything hitched up to move the 53 Buick home here, and I just wanted to give you guys another little towing tip here. If you got a rattly hitch like I do, just take some 2-inch masking tape and wrap a little around the end there and a little around here. And not only will it tighten it up in there so it doesn't rattle, but it will kind of cushion it, so if it does rattle, it's not jarring things like it normally would. And this works really well. I've done it a few times now, and it does wear a little bit, but you can always just add a bit more masking tape, no big deal there. So for anyone who watched the video of me bringing home my 79 Cadillac, you may have noticed a brief mention that the fender broke off. I was a little embarrassed about it. They were my welds. I wasn't too particular about how I welded it when I extended the fender up for the larger tires I put on it, because I was planning on redoing the fenders later. They were just junk, so I didn't prep my weld like I always advise people to do. I didn't do that. I figured, it's just a light little fender, it'll hold, and this thing really vibrates and bounces when you hit bumps on the highway, and one of those shocked the fender so hard it fractured the weld. So I lost my fender completely. I never did recover it. So I still have this old lawnmower. I've already sold a few parts off of it, and I was just looking at it, and look at that. The engine cover shape is perfect for making a fender out of. I've already measured it. It works perfect. It's got enough width there that I can cut 2 fenders out of it. And the only small hiccup is there's a hole for the engine, but I can certainly weld a piece in there. It saves me a lot of fabrication work, and I get these cool 45-degree beveled edges on it, and that'll also add a lot of strength to it. Okay, so I've just measured this off because I'm going to make both sides. So I'm only going to do one for today because I'm in a real rush today. It's 7 3/4 and is half of that, and it works out perfect. So I'll use this side first. It's going to mount this way. So you can see where that outer edge is going to come to, and then this part here I'm going to be welding a bar across here to support it, and also some uppers to support it, and it will all be welded and maybe even bolted as well. And then later on I'll be trimming up the front edge with just a piece of flat steel to form a lip there, but for today it will probably just stay like it is, just a cut off piece. So I get some semblance of a fender on there before I move my Buick. I don't want to spit rocks down the side of it. So there we go, we now have our 2 fenders. Bring her over here for a test fit. Okay, so just come around to the front here, Nash, and show them how it fits in the front. So that's about how it's going to sit. I just got to add that piece in there, and then a lip around the edge here, and it'll be done. I'll probably follow the tire here around the edge and make it round. Okay guys, so it's taken shape here. I welded in my patch there and ground it all smooth, so that's all one now. And then I decided to make this lip here. I got to trim it off still, but I'm just spotting it along, and then I'll fill in between the spots. That's to avoid warpage, so I'll just do a little here to show you. So you can see they're just little spots like I make for auto body basically, and you can see that I've sort of got the joint how it's fitted up there, so there'll be very little grinding, and I can just grind right on the corner. Little bit of a gap right there, but otherwise got it nice. So guys, I got it all ready to install here. I just got to weld up some brackets on the actual dolly. I did decide to go ahead and just put that lip all in there because I want it all, well, I just want it to get it done, so this side's completely done. I didn't want to just halfway do it, so got it all done, and then I'm going to do the other side to match later on when I have some more time. I'm really happy with how this is fitting, so I just have to make some brackets to mount it on there, and then we'll even spray a coat of black paint on it just to blend it all in. What do you think, Nash?
It looks good.
I think so too, bud. Sorry I skipped a few steps here, but here's where I'm at now. I've got all the bracing welded in. I'm ready to put the fender on the dolly now. So I've ran this middle piece of bracing up as well as on the corners here to fully support the whole inner side of it, and then it's going to be joined up to the original fender brackets right there. So and then I may do something on the sides. We'll see how solid it is when I get it on there. This is pretty thick material still. So okay, well, the fender is completely done here. I've added this brace 1/8 plate brace down here, and that really beefed it up. Until I did that, it was pretty wobbly, but now it's really solid, but it's still got a little bit of give to it, which was my plan, and that's why I don't have any really thick pieces of metal on this. 1/8 is the actually the thickest piece I used, because I want everything to flex a little and have a little bit of give as we're hitting bumps, because there's no suspension on this thing and it just rattles when you hit a bump. So I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I don't even have time to spray paint on it really. Maybe I'll get a little black paint on there quick here, but we gotta roll here right away. We gotta go get that Buick going. My new fender on the dolly worked out very well. It never contacted the car any, which is great, because unfortunately the other side did. I'll just show you here, it didn't do major damage, but that is part of why I'm making those new fenders, and making them so they have those sides on them that are beveled on a 45, and they don't stick out as far this way. And you can just see right there, contact at the chrome. I mean, it's barely noticeable. It just looks like a rock tint in there. I can buff that up, and it's really not a big deal, but it's still frustrating that it happened. And thanks for watching Matt's Garage. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more, and have yourself a great day.